In this world, angels live among us. Many great invincible beings of immeasurable power, a bridge between us and the gods. These creatures are not as you might imagine them. While some are human-like in their appearance, most are alien. A sitting mountain, a giant boar, a hovering sphere. Each of the angels provides a powerful boon to the surrounding area and its inhabitants. They do not speak to us. They do not move. We built our world around them. They shaped our cultures. We rely on them. Until something dark came along. Now, one by one, the angels have been slain. The people of the lands around them slaughtered. A wave of death is spreading across our world. Only a few places remain as a final bastion of life. Only a few against an endless horde of oblivion. And within these few, a single band of unlikely heroes, bound by forces beyond their understanding. In this world, there is only a single word that describes their soul-bound connection.
You feel your heart beating in your chest wildly. There is a pulling sensation, almost as if it pulls something from within you, dragging you downwards, backwards, yet you do not move an inch. There's a strange hissing sound that fills your ears, pressure, and then a sudden wrenching, searing pain as your life string is torn from you, the silver string whipping backwards from your astral bodies and vanishing within moments. An intense moment of confusion as a hideous, unbearable mixture of grief and nausea and terror and disgust rack you. If you attempt to cry out, you cannot move your lips. If you attempt to hold still, your perceived body trembles uncontrollably. It's a feeling worse than anything you've ever imagined. The sensation of your wild heart beating fades, your physical body left behind, your mind and soul parted from it forever. Mordriel's black tongue lashes out of his rotten mouth as he speaks, and he says,
"Now, you are one step closer to being like me. A spirit trapped in the flesh. Cursed to live forever. Cursed to never know the release of death. A fitting end. That you should live on trapped here. For all eternity. Stuck in between. Your final chapter."
Mordriel looks above himself and it cracks open, the astral clouds appearing at his will. Rain begins to fall. These cracks of green lightning run not just across the sky but across the landscape. There's a thunder rumbling in the distance that sounds more like a collapsing building rather than the traditional crack. The deep violets and indigos that make up the Astral Sea all but gone now, as they're replaced with Mordriel's inky black influence.
Soon, this realm as you are. Truly, your fate has been sealed. Your world will collapse, and you will remain, at best, lost in this void. So then, what will your final actions be?
I would like everyone to roll initiative again. Remember to click on your token when you do so. Mordriel with an 8. Who are we missing? Thrak. Well, you did roll one. What did you do? If you deleted your token. How did you do that?
That's what you deleted.
He snaps back to his physical body.
The only way to win was to metagame all along.
Here, let me add you to it. So you should be able to write your number in. Whatever you got.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So, you technically had a go last week, but I thought we would just refresh the combat today from this point, since it's kind of confusing. I kept you all in turn order throughout that entire encounter with Mordriel previously, which allowed Thrak to do his move. On a reaction, Mordriel had his turn. And I thought, well, the best thing we should do, well, on a legendary action, Mordriel did a thing. We would start again. So, back at the top of the round, Thrak, you are first.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Fireball again on his cord that connects him.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a level 3 cast. And there's no way for him to defend against this as far as I'm aware.
Nope. Just give me the damage.
So,
31 damage. You launch this fireball up to the sort of thick black tendril that is running out from behind Mordriel into the Astral Sea. The flame launching upwards strikes this this life string of Mordriel's. His head whips over to where you are, and you deal 31 fire damage. It had 25 left. There is a this thing breaks. Mordriel's form, you see him kind of roil backwards with like this enormous form of him caught in the air, as if something like a chain pulls him down. He sort of lets out like a roar as he does so, flicking his head about wildly. He says,
Yes. Let's see then, if you can grant me my wish.
his eyes flash with that red. He too has been disconnected from his physical form. Out in the real world, out in the material plane, the huge form of a sort of black dragon, a dracolich, flying over these landscapes, begins to dip and glide down swiftly. Returning back here to the Astral Sea, you may continue your turn.
Yeah. I'm going to run.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna avoid this inky. Does this inky sort of darkness? Does it look substantial? Is it something that's there, or is it?
No, the battle map is just sort of a general representation. In terms of the Astral Sea, Mordriel's presence is like invading it and infecting it, and spreading this kind of pestilence through it. But interacting with it or whatever doesn't do anything. It's no different to the rest of how the Astral Sea has presented itself to you guys so far.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm over there now. I've moved 30 feet
Okay.
away.
Cirrus, your turn.
Okay, hello.
It's alright, you were disconnected from your physical form, so I think having
was
a moment of
disconnected.
just, yeah.
So, yeah. Also, I just want to say, the reason why I'm not wearing horns today is because when last episode ended, they literally broke, which was a crazy thing to happen after the narrative.
It's weirdly
Okay.
incredibly appropriate, and if
Yeah.
it was going to happen at any point and you were like, oh no, I can't have my horns, I think this is the best possible time.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
But also we
so he's
chose
now
to
being-
have this as an artistic change towards it was a
Yeah.
representation of being removed from her
Yes.
physical body,
Exactly.
and it was all
It's
PB's
fully thought
idea.
Yeah. Okay. He's been disconnected from his physical form, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I am going to chuck a fat guiding bolt at him.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's see how fat that guiding bolt is.
let's go. 20?
20 hits.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. And we're going to cast it at level 3. Okay, so that's 24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. Yeah, how does your guiding bolt look again?
It is like just a white piercing orb that just flies out of my hand.
Launches
just
out of your hand,
Like
flies
yeah.
upwards. The dragon kind of still in that position of sort of belly front, wings up, tail down, head curled over and looking down towards you, is struck by this thing. You see it kind of strike him, and it tears sort of almost through his form. You see parts of this dragon falling away as this radiant energy strikes him and then is absorbed into the sort of black and green mess that is his form. But you see him move. He kind of grunts as it strikes him, and you deal the damage to him. Yeah. Anything else on your turn? Your aura thing that you had up and everything is all over.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much everything is reset.
Where's
So any
Brad?
statuses and stuff are probably over unless you
Okay.
think
Cool.
they aren't for some reason. But you'll have to argue it and tell me.
I'm not close enough to take a hit from him if I run, right? Is that or
Yeah,
is it 'cause
he
he's
is.
so big?
Yeah, well, he's also 30 feet above you at
Oh,
the moment.
okay.
So he is in the air. So he's outside of your threat range because of the
Okay.
access.
Cool. Then I'm gonna run slightly away so
Okay,
I can get some
lair
distance
action.
with it.
Yeah. Wrong sheet. Hold on. There it is. I forget everything you can do. Because this fight has lasted 4 weeks. Kinda. Since you first darkened his doorway. Okay, who's within 60 feet of him right now? All of you? No, everyone but Thrak. Okay, everyone but Thrak make me an intelligence saving throw, or do you know what? Actually, you know the rules now, so you can make me a mind check. Or you can what?
I remember, I can make the check for all of you.
Well, yes, you're all linked.
And I have a +8.
Yeah, you sure you don't want Seer to do it?
I'll take my chances.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you having Thrank make the check for everyone, or does everyone want to make their own saves?
I rolled a natural 20, so I'm fine. And Thrax's out of the area, so can he? How do our bonds work?
We are connected.
You are all
I know, but
connected.
I'm asking,
You're sharing a health
the
pool,
connection
and you're
doesn't-
able to, and you're sharing, skill check pool as well.
So if you ever need a
Distance
skill
within
check,
the
you can use anyone's stats.
Yeah.
Right. But distance in the Astral Sea doesn't exist. He can be over there.
You're
and it's
connected
fine.
on a level that is far greater than,
Right.
physical distance.
Okay.
You're all sharing a health pool, and you're all sharing this on the soul connection level.
If Miranda, if you want to just roll your own, I'm sure you have a +8 as well, so doesn't really matter at this point. It was more just for Seer, but he got a natural 20, so.
I appreciate it. I rolled before you said anything.
Yeah. 13. Now, would you all like to gamble those 3 rolls?
That's not
on
a
Thrak?
saving. That's not a saving throw. She rolled just straight wisdom.
Sorry, my apologies. Okay. An 18.
An 18. You all make it. Let's see here. Okay. So, Mordriel lets out a sort of a roar as this psychic scream launches from him. It's the effect that would have deafened you and had you suffer disadvantage on int, whiz, and charisma saving throws until the end of your next turn. You do not. None of you failed this, so none of you have to be worried about this. This doesn't affect anyone at all. That was the layer action. It is Seer's turn.
Okay, so I am no longer bound by my body. I am no longer connected to my body. So I feel as though my form doesn't necessarily have to matter either. So I kind of want to embody a form that perhaps might be better accustomed to the Astral Sea and not just myself.
Okay. What
I want
form?
to. I suppose it would kind of rely on the DM here, but I want to take the form of giant spider.
Okay. The first thing you need to do is make me a mind check.
A mind check, okay? Oh yes, of course. A mind check means I can use my wisdom. And F5.
Why does this not work for you?
I've never tried this before. This is Seer trying to think outside the box. And in this moment, there's a giant fucking Dracolich ghost in front of him, and nothing is quite working how he thinks it should work, if at all.
Yeah. The easiest creature for you to turn into is a spider. But this doesn't really happen. The rest of you and Mordriel might see a strange flickering of Seer's presence for a moment. Sort of bizarre spider-like features that meld with his own for a second there, but his form just kind of elastic bands back, rubber bands back into the form that he knows and understands, regardless of the sea and regardless of the effects of it and regardless of his will. It's just very difficult for one's mind to think so far outside of the box, even though, you know, some of this is brought on by that literal out-of-body experience. Okay, that would have been your action.
My bonus action, I suppose, or I guess I'll move for what it's worth here. And then my bonus action is nothing.
Alright. The Astral Sea is going to mess with everyone, including Mordriel now. Let's go from the top. Let's have Thrak roll me a d12.
Six.
A 6. The ground beneath you begins to shift and warp, turning into a sort of viscous, shimmering quicksand-like substance. Each of you, not Mordriel because he's flying, must make a Dex saving throw or be restrained until the end of your next turn.
I would like to use Seer's dexterity saving throw for this.
Alright, you want to roll
Yeah,
for everyone?
me too, please.
Yeah, Seer, why don't you just roll for all of us?
No. How about you use your own legs for once then? 23.
23. Yeah, you guys, you can sense that the ground underfoot becomes bizarre and thick, and you feel like a sucking sensation on the bottoms of your boots or whatever you've got going on. And as a response to that, you kind of deftly move out of the way. And in doing so, there's just a sense of coagulation on this underfoot as the 4 of you kind of counter the effects of the Astral Sea here rather than get stuck in it. I think it just, the ground slowly stops being quicksand. Maybe it feels a little odd, like you're standing on sand rather than quicksand. But yeah, that no longer affects you at all. It is Mordriel's turn, his red eyes looking and darting about one by one from each of you, looking from Cirrus to Seer to Jildan, but his huge form turning instead to Thrak. Let's see. Oh, everyone needs to make me a... Actually, I don't think you do. I'm not going to make you roll on that for being near him. Let's have Thrak. Mordriel's going to fly down. He flies over you, Jildan, coming down in an arc, and for the first time, he lands physically on the ground. There's an inevitable kind of rumbling sound as everyone, including Mordriel, kind of expects as his feet collide with the ground and this huge form hits the ground that there is this sound, this as his wings curl behind him and he kind of takes a few steps forward towards you, Thrak, looking at you, those red eyes fixing on you for a moment. You get a strange sensation as those eyes look at you, and in fact, make me an intelligence saving throw.
I was running, but as I hear him, his massive wings flapping down towards me, I turn, my cloak whipping behind me, and I stand to face the Dracolich. Oof. A 12 intelligence save.
A 12?
Terrible roll.
Yeah. Mordriel landing behind you, as you sort of turn to see him, he says,
So small, mortal.
Those eyes stare at you, and the sense of physicality of Mordriel fades away. The inky blackness, his wings, the green energy that flows off of him, all kind of dissipates around you as you feel an odd sensation as he attempts to cast this sort of ability on you. You are paralyzed for 1 minute. This is the mind bind. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. Thrak stops moving, kind of just like it's that It scene where the guy just goes slack when he sees It's face for real, and just as Mordriel turns his huge form away from Thrak, the enormous tail kind of whipping over Thrak's head, and he turns back facing you guys.
3 left.
Jilden, it's your turn.
I would like to run over to him and jump on his tail,
Okay.
first and foremost.
This is an action. You know that? This is the climb a
Okay,
creature
I would like to
action.
stand under his gigantic abdomen
Okay, yeah.
area. And I'm going to reach up with both hands and if you want to die, take me with you. And I'm going to cast Blight. So this does necrotic damage. So this is, for me, is a bit of a risk because, of course, Mordriel is a creature of death. But in my eyes, this is coming from a being of life. And therefore, I'm going to argue that whilst the damage is necrotic damage, I'm going to say it's more of a life-style damage, like radiant, that I'm attempting to do in the astral plane.
All right, let's see if you hit first, since you have to make
Yeah, it's a con save.
oh, it's a save on his part. Okay. Let's see. An 18.
Yeah, he will save. Hang on, my brain's not working today. I'm sorry. So yeah, half damage.
I'll let you make a check to see if you can transform the damage type. Make a mind check, anyone, on behalf of Jilden.
I will.
Actually, you're paralyzed. Maybe not yet.
I can't.
All right, I got a +7. I'll just do it. Or can I not do it? Does someone else need to do it?
It doesn't matter. Someone just needs to make me a mind check to see.
14.
No, it remains necrotic damage. You
Well, that might not be the end of the world.
yeah. How much is the
I'm
damage?
trying to kill him. 31.
31.
So
So he
halved,
takes
15.
15, and then we half it again for his resistance.
I thought so.
And he takes 7 damage as you put these kind of claws up onto his abdomen. There's a horrible rush and sickening sensation that passes through you just from being so close and touching him. You repel that and push your own sense of necrotic damage out, willing it to be worse, willing it to do some sort of form of damage to him that would not be something that he'd be used to or maybe be resistant to. However, yeah, it doesn't do as much as you want. He says,
Take you with me. You shall have to do better than that.
is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. His tail is going to whip towards you then. On a 17 versus your AC?
Meets it. 17.
Your AC is 17?
Yeah.
Going to hit you then.
For the life of me, I can never remember which way around it is for these.
You take 17 bludgeoning damage. This tail cracks into Jilden's shell as he strikes you. A sort of twisted smile ripping across his face. as his huge neck cranes under himself to look at you and see what you're doing. Okay, Thrak. Top of the round. You can make me a mind check. Right, no, wait, what was it?
A saving throw, right?
It was...
Isn't it? Intelligence saving throw?
yeah, an int check, or someone else can make a mind check for you. But it's up to you.
But it's a saving throw, right?
It is
Or is it
any
just a
mind saving throw. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. A 15.
A 15 is not enough. You remain paralyzed.
Oh my god. Awesome. Yep.
Greg loves not being able to act.
Oh, it has happened to him so
happy.
much, and it does keep me up at night.
His
But
favorite thing.
Cirrus,
That's
it
great.
is
No,
your turn.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah, I am going to cast Beacon of Hope. Spell bestows hope and vitality. Choose any number of creatures within range. Wait, hold on. Where am I? Oh my god. Ah, what's the range? Oh no. I will do 30, 30, 30, 30. God damn it. I'm gonna run. Okay. Dingleberry. I'm gonna run. Can I run first? Can I have ran first?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna run this way. 30 feet. And then I will be close enough to Thrak and to Jildan. And if Seer ever... Well, he's just Seer's too far. Sorry, Seer. It means that you get advantage on wisdom saving throws and death save throws. So if that helps with our, saving throw thing that we have to do every 5 seconds, that'd be great. Yeah. Jildan is not doing so hot, right?
Well, you have a shared health pool, so Jildan
yeah.
took 17. Or do you not?
17. Okay. We do. I just didn't. So that just digs into our temporary HP that
Okay.
we were given when we got the blessing from the god of life and death.
Okay.
So we're still at 205 hit points and 3 temporary hit points.
I could do this all day.
Okay, then I will cast Sanctuary on myself and hope for the best.
Okay. Great. I
That's it.
think... Yeah, fuck this. I think he lets out another psychic pulse, the thing that ripped your strings. You ain't got no strings to hold you down. There's a sort of sense of twisting and gravitational force that pushes out from him as he does this psychic pulse. Each creature within 30 feet must make me a DC, I'm telling you, an intelligence saving throw, but you can choose for one of you to do the thing.
Can I do it? I'm paralyzed. I feel like
I think you can because
I
you're
should be
here.
able to.
Yeah,
Okay.
Within what distance?
30, so you're good.
Okay.
But you're all
Right, so
sharing a
this
health
is
pool
for
anyway, and you're all
the
sharing
3 of
saving
us.
throws, so...
Right.
Let's hope. Let's hope I get a good saving throw for once tonight. A 19. That's
it.
gotta be good.
Yeah.
All right.
So you take only half of this damage and are not knocked prone. So you take 10 each.
Okay. So that's 30 damage total.
As this pulse
okay.
washes over you. You feel it kind of try and push you down. Actually, I think... Can you, being paralyzed... Yeah, do you know what? Since you're sort of making it on behalf of everyone else, I think maybe you somehow do remain standing. I don't know how. But you do. Because you are being held aloft by the will of the rest of your party members. Yeah.
We a
Doesn't
little bit of
need
table
to
talk.
make sense here.
We're
But it doesn't
down
need
to
to.
100
Yeah, you can write that in here as well if you want every now and then.
Okay, I'll just put our hit points for everyone so they know.
You can say it as well, just for the audience.
178 out of 205 hit points. We have a shared health pool. All of our temporary hit points are gone.
That was the end of Sirius's turn. It is now the Leah turn. You'll be pleased to know.
That was a legendary action. Oh, great.
Yeah. The rift opens above Mordriel. This kind of gravitational, just a black hole, really, just opens up and starts to pull all creatures within 120 feet towards it. Unless you make a strength saving throw, you can. Yeah, you know what? Make a strength saving throw. Whoever wants to be the one.
Who's got the
I
best
have a
strength
plus
saving
5.
throw? I have a 4,
plus
so
5.
Strength. I have 3.
I've got a 5 too,
Okay.
so you can do it, Jules.
Go, Jill.
come on,
go.
Leah.
21.
21, baby.
I was going to say my rolls are historically better in this campaign, so maybe it's better.
You are not.
Unless you're trying to pick a pocket.
You are not pulled closer, and you are not knocked prone. The gravitational sort of well that opens above him closes, and it is Sia's turn.
Nice
Okay,
try,
I'm
sunshine.
gonna try and make one last gambit here. I'm going to run right in front of this black portal, this crack in the fabric of this astral plane that opened up, I believe, 2 sessions ago.
Yep.
I'm then going to reach out and grab this umbilicus, not the one that connected us to ourselves, but the ones that connect us to each other. And I'm going to try and change its property in this moment here, thinking back to the gossamer rails we used to move about in Mensa Baranzan, and I want to yank all 3 of my compatriots to me, into me, and through this portal.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Of course, you can attempt to do this. First of all, you need to make a mind check.
Do you mind checking that for me, please, Mergs?
Yeah, I can. Wait.
Don't listen to him.
Wisdom. I can
You've
do
got a high-
wisdom. Saving
got
throw
a
or
high-
just a check?
Straight.
Straight check.
Just check.
Straight check.
Yeah.
18.
18.
18's good, but it is certainly not good enough for this. You see the beginnings of this as Sia kind of runs over in front of this. There's this tear that is just in the fabric of the Astral Sea here. Sia kind of grabs a set of strings that connect the 4 of you. I don't know if we actually see these until Sia grabs them, and then they kind of materialize, or like spider webs that are connecting the 4 of you. His hand running around them as he grips them and holds onto them. As he pulls, you just see each of them snap as he pulls these things. It's not the same as breaking the life string. This is just a connection between the 4 of you that he's manifesting. He just doesn't have the strength to actually physically move you closer to him. What he does is, that Spider-Man web snapping thing as they come loose. Your connections remain entirely. He doesn't break the connection. It's just a visual to give you an idea. Yeah, you need to do.
Alright.
That is a very
Well, an
difficult
18
thing
sounds
to do.
like it could break me out of paralysis, though, right? I mean, that's a decent roll. He's
No,
pulling
that's
on a
not-
string.
That was not his intention. That's not what he was trying to do. He's trying to pull you into him and then out of this thing. Again, I gave you guys the rules on the astral stuff. This is a pretty big thing. They're simple things such as manifesting a memory, a weapon, a cantrip, level kind of spell might be a 10 or a 15 DC. More difficult things will be 20, 25, and 30. Higher level spell equivalents, teleportation, returning to your body, straight up insta-killing Mordriel, that kind of thing. You're going to have to roll really, really high for. You're more than welcome to keep trying. I know it feels like you keep failing at these things, but you are trying to do some pretty difficult things. You also, you know, some of them are easier than others, and the DC will change. Like turning in the difference for Seer between turning into a spider and turning into a dragon is huge. Okay, that was your action.
Or I'll just move a bit closer to my compatriots then.
Okay. Astral effect, this time rolled by Cirrus. A D12, please.
Okay. A 7.
A wave of restorative energy pulses through the battlefield. Each creature can choose to regain hit points or end one condition currently affecting them. What would you like to pick?
I mean, I'm not paralyzed anymore. I don't know. You guys are picking.
You're no longer paralyzed. Everyone else, you can roll 3d6 and return that HP. So can Mordriel.
I would argue that he would take damage, right? Because he's undead.
He's also the god of life and death, so he's kind of got both, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm going to try everything here, okay? I'm trying to save everyone's life. Right, so that's
crazy
12,
that I got
22.
that roll.
It's technically just restorative energy, so it's whatever restores you.
Okay.
We are full health now.
I would argue Cirrus's sense of relief should be restored.
I don't know if it's that strong. It's just a little sprinkle of...
It's all in your head. It's all in your head. It's all in your head.
I will never
I
feel
would argue
relief.
we win D&D.
I think I just win here. This is my win condition.
It just kills me in real life. I just vaporize. No.
He finally got his wish.
That's what that
Beacon of Hope is
redemption is
concentration, by the way. So Mirggles does have to do she took damage from the legendary action.
That's right.
Mirggles
Every
has
time
to
you
do a
take
concentration
damage,
check.
you need to make a concentration check, which is a Constitution saving throw, and you've got to beat a 10.
Who's got the best Constitution saving throw?
15.
It's already done.
I also have
Already done.
Yeah, I also have
You have advantage on
but it's fine,
wisdom
'cause
saving throws.
No, I have advantage on concentration also because I'm a warcaster. So if I take damage.
Oh,
while I'm doing
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea. You should be the one doing that then. Okay, it is now
Yeah, every
Mordriel's actual turn. I think unaware that you're unparalyzed. He will... I think he's in his...
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I think he's in his, like... You know, he does like a big dragon version of posturing as he puffs himself up. And he's just going to try and hit a couple of you because that is where he's at. He wants to fight. So 2 claw attacks as these enormous dragon-sized claws rush down, one towards Gildan and one towards Cirrus. 22 and a natural 34 is what he gets on the one towards Cirrus. I'm guessing they both hit, but I know Gildan's got a very high AC potentially.
No, that hits.
Okay, so Gildan takes 11 slashing damage, and Cirrus takes 21 as this huge claw comes up and bats at Gildan. The second claw coming out, and just as he moves his huge claw across, he opens his kind of palm, and these huge talons just rake across the front of Cirrus. It's just inevitable. You're going to spin around and you have to steel yourself as you take the 21 slashing damage from that one. You shouted, is that all you've got?
I left tempting fate.
Alright, he's going to try and bite you then. A 16.
Yeah, oh, it misses. I was just trying to think of like, why would it miss? Because I've got a slightly ambitious plan.
Okay. You're in
Well, you
big turtle
see-
form, right? You are a big. You're in.
I am currently a turtle.
You are
yeah.
turtle form. Yeah, I think his huge jaws just come down and you see them kind of crunch in front of you, almost snapping. Scar
Does
to
the head just go
Zazu
into a shell and you just
No,
barely
I don't
misses?
even try. In my head canon, he goes down to bite me and I jump into his mouth. It's just.
It's your
it doesn't-
turn. I'll let you try.
Well, no.
Okay.
Because I want to do something that is. It sounds very ambitious, but actually it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. So.
An ambitious Leah turn. This is sometimes game changing. But let's see how it plays out. It is your turn.
Right. See, my last attempt at hurting him was in fact a ruse. I was in fact trying to assess the properties of his being. And I am close to him to fully inspect his being. I've got a good look at him now. I have an aptitude for wild shape. I can shapeshift into whatever I want. And I've clearly seen here, in this astral plane, things aren't quite the way they were in the spirit world, upstairs, in fact. I want to pull on this Quura connection. I've seen these strings now that's created sort of out of nothing. And I know that I can do that as well. I've done it already.
Okay.
I'll pull on these strings. But I want people's will. I don't want their bodies, I want their will. And I want to go nose to nose with Mordriel, and I want to once again cast Blight, but this time I'm shaping it, and I want to wild shape into a Blight dragon using the spirits of Quura of all of my companions. I want to be a dragon to match Mordriel.
Are you sure?
Please.
Yes, absolutely.
A little HUD warning comes up. All right. Okay, so you're sort of trying to do two actions here, though. Are you casting Blight, or are you trying to shapeshift into a... What is your wild shape? A bonus action?
Yes. So I'm trying to utilize... I have never, since I lost Elneus, I've never known faith. I lost faith. The last, however long since the mirror, my faith has been shattered. Everything I've ever known. And this, for some reason now, I believe in Quura as a weapon. And I believe in our ability to create the weapon to kill Mordriel. And this is my attempt to create that weapon. And it is faith that I'm utilizing. I'm using my top level spell of Blight to, I suppose, manually create this, but yeah.
You can just use a spell slot.
Yeah, but I want to be Mordriel's. I want to be a counter
Using-
to him. I am. It's necrotic.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let you do it, but again, the DC's pretty fucking high, so make me a mind check.
Remember, you have advantage on wisdom checks. Still, because I...
And
Still
also,
not
you can
my
just
turn.
use Sirius's wisdom, who has
That's
more
right.
than you.
Could
Wait,
have
no, I've got
Sirius
7
make the
wisdom.
check.
No,
I've got 7 wisdom.
She's got
she's...
Oh,
you. It's a
oh,
straight
never
check.
mind. That's my
not a-
savings throw. Yep. Just should I mean, just. Yep, go.
Okay.
Cyrus
Sorry.
can make the check
If
for me.
it's a... Str-
This
Okay,
isn't
if
a
it's a
saving
straight
throw,
check.
actually, so you don't have advantage.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
Just a wisdom check.
Okay.
Might
Oh, boy.
I
Get a
argue
25.
Listen,
that
I am the queen of faith, right? Like, and Jildan's faith is activating my faith, and now we are creating a
Let's have
faith,
some
Faith
faith.
Mountain.
we're doing the Megazord.
faith mountain. We're doing the
Faith
Megazord
Mountain.
of faith.
Well,
Faith-
Megazord
Megazord faith,
isn't
Like,
isn't 2 people.
Well, it's 4 of us, but I'm yanking at all of our threads. I want all of our wills to manifest here. I want us all to be on the same page.
I
Everyone's
don't, I
running
don't
out of
know if
ways.
the other
Yeah.
two have the faith that you two do, though.
they have the will to defeat Mordriel. Is that a good
do-
enough substitute?
Do you two have the will to defeat Mordriel?
Yeah, that's true. Seer's a bit of an unknown quantity. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe he doesn't.
I don't want to speak for Seer ever.
I currently have the wheel, yes.
Okay.
In this moment, we have no other choice.
Okay.
Okay, I'll let you have advantage. On this
Here
check.
we go.
A
20.
20.
The first thing that's going to happen is that Mordriel is going to recognize what you're trying to do, and he's going to try and counter this. He's going to use his reaction to oppose this with his own returning mind check. Which of these is higher? This one. He's got to beat a 20. 25.
Ah!
Here's what happens. You're partially successful here. A 20 is actually not high enough. But you sort of summon on and draw from a similar perspective, in that Mordriel is this kind of angel of death. He himself had to draw on another creature, or what, just sort of ended up. He didn't really necessarily consciously do it, or we don't know what happened, I suppose. But the two creatures combined, this dragon, Mordriel, this other soul, Mordriel's soul, and there's all this thing that has created the thing that's sitting before you. In a similar way, you draw on the will of your others to concentrate this magic. You you pump it full of arcane energy, the same sort of blighted energy that Mordriel uses. And Gildan does actually begin to shift and transform, growing immediately. Your skin cracking and shifting into a sort of a counter to Mordriel, but a similar being. This kind of turtle rough skin blackening and cracking. The shell on your back splitting. This
We are nose to nose, by the way, so this is like...
energy on you as you swell and grow and grow and grow. Mordriel is
Point of order.
witnessing this, yeah?
Does he get to use a save throw, or is he supposed to just use a check?
Oh, good
Because
shout.
you let him do a save.
It
Yeah,
says in
he-
the attachment.
Does need to make his own mind check, you're right. Let's roll it again. What did I roll? I rolled a save. Let's
Yeah.
see.
I knew that was going to happen.
For fuck's
Every
sake!
fiber of my being knew it was going to be a natural 20.
God damn it!
This game loves me. I don't know what it is about this.
Absolutely
Yeah.
insane.
This game hates imagination.
And this, you begin to shift and change into something else. So you do not reach the scale of what you wanted to become. But I will let you turn into a little baby dragon if you want.
It's a consolation prize.
Up to you. You can transform into
How small is a baby dragon?
a
What is
wormling.
this? Is it pathetic?
Not really. It's pretty good, but it's still. You can basically you can never wild shape into
Just an
anything
egg.
other than a beast normally, but you can wild shape into a dragon wormling here.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Why not?
Let's see here. Black dragon. I think you get acid powers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's give you access to this sheet. Gildan. Okay, so this is just under the normal rules of your wild shape. You have, 33 HP. and you should be able to see this. Let me know if you don't. Do you see the sheet?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. There's your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that you have and do. Jildan turns into a little black dragon wormling. It's part Jildan tortoise, part dragon creature. The form of, I think I'll let you be big as well. In terms of scale, you're large, rather than medium. Nose to nose with Mordriel here. You see his eyes flash. You see a pulse of energy through his body as he counters your will with his own will here on a natural 20. Your will is good, but his is stronger in this moment, and it reduces the effect. You actually failed the check on a 20 wisdom, but then you also failed to grow any larger than a black dragon wormling. This was the equivalent of resistance, and then resistance again, where you half and then half the damage again. So that is the best I think that you make it to. You do wild shape into this thing that looks pretty similar to Mordriel, as if you took Mordriel as this sort of black-scaled Dracolich with green flames, red eyes. You now have this similar looking, deathly looking, black and green scaled dragon with a tortoise shell on its back with these twisted wings coming out from behind it. And Mordriel says,
You are not ready for such power.
that is presumably the end of your turn.
Yes.
Okay. Thrak. Top of the round.
Yeah. Thrak sort of looks down for a moment and is thinking to himself, we need hope. I don't know. Wait, that could work. He looks up, pushes his glasses up, shing, light shimmers off of it, and he speaks into the future. Help me, Thrak. We need you. I'm gonna try to
Hell
seek
yeah.
aid from myself years into the future.
Okay. How?
It's a good job. Brad prepared a level 20 Thrax spell sheet just for you.
How do you...
Are you asking me specifically what I want him to do?
I'm asking you what the mechanics of time travel are in my game that I haven't told you yet. If you get it right, you do it.
Well, am I time traveling or am I just time speaking?
Well, at this stage, I'm hoping you'll answer my question first. And then I'll tell you what you do.
Okay.
Welcome to D&D.
Yeah, so I am using my knowledge of the weave. The weave doesn't just work in 3 dimensions. It has the dimension of time added to it as well. So I study the, I try to pull on that extra dimension within the weave and find myself in the weave in the future.
Okay, make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
I'm stressed.
Can I... Actually... Can I gather my strength? Can I waste an entire round to give myself some sort of advantage on this?
I'm sorry, do you think this is a PB campaign?
Okay. fine.
Yeah, you can.
I
You
don't
can.
need
You
it.
can do that. You can do anything you want, really. This is D&D. You can choose to. You can choose to do that. Vivi
So
does
I
that in
think
Final Fantasy
I'm-
9.
And Vivi's the best.
This
so
is a Final Fantasy campaign,
basically
so
the model wizard.
Does he? Never mind.
I think it's a move called Bide or something that he does. Focus.
So
That'll be
what I'm going
focus.
to do is I do say that, but I'm whispering it, and then I'm going to start to like try and study the weave to give myself some sort of advantage to do this. Maybe it lowers the DC, maybe it gives me an advantage on my roll, I don't know. Next turn.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Gathering power.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the end of your turn.
That is the end of my turn, yes.
Let me roll there. I guess I'll do a perception check for Mordriel. A 9. Okay.
Oh yeah, baby. He has no idea what's going on right in front of his
Behind you, you're
snout,
doing
his stupid dragon
the
snout.
Super Saiyan thing
I'm
where they
powering
stand
up.
there.
Yeah, like, oh, my hair's
I'm
turning
just wiggling about in
blonde.
front of him like,
The-
look at me.
Somehow there are rocks on the astral plane and they're hovering above the ground. Like in Dragon Ball Z. Ah!
Is Sia
That's my turn.
within 60 feet? He is. Sia, make me a strength saving throw.
Me a strength saving throw?
Mordriel
Very
kind
well.
of moves backwards away from the dragon wormling that appears and glances over
Intimidated, are you?
at Sia.
24.
Okay, great. Yeah, you sense a psychic pressure begin to build around you, as if the dragon is crushing you within two hands like a small little fly. You sort of draw your own power in, and that sensation dissipates. A crack of a smile at the edge of Mordriel's torn mouth as his eyes unfix from yours, and Cirrus, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to withhold big brain stuff and just hit him again with a guiding bolt.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and do some damage. Okay. Or not.
A natural
And-
1.
It hits shielding. Wrong dragon.
The wrong dragon.
Yeah, why not?
Roll me a d20.
Okay. A 7.
Okay. What else would you like to try and do?
What?
It's the
Uh,
end of your
how-
turn. I don't know. You used your
Yeah,
action.
how are we? Yeah, how
So-
are we doing on health?
We are 174 out of 205.
Okay. Yeah, I'll cast a healing word on us. So that's 11.
11. End of your turn.
Yes.
The guiding bolt just fails in your hand as you open your hand to launch this thing. It's like someone with a lighter that doesn't work. Nothing. Let's see if a tail hits you. 24 to hit you, Cirrus.
Yeah, that hits for sure.
20 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Your guiding bolt doesn't work. You focus a little power and recover some energy, and then this tail just crushes you. You just get spanked by this thing, spinning you around. This enormous tail whips you across the body, across the head. Your head is ringing. You know, it's a full sensation of being struck, even though we know that you're all projecting yourselves. It's so impossible for your mind to subconsciously not feel like you're being struck by a tail. And Mordriel doesn't even look at you. He turns his head away. And it is the Leah's turn. Here. Okay, everyone. No, maybe not. Yeah, everyone can make a strength save, or one person can make a strength save.
Who's us? It's Gildan.
You're getting there, Grandpa.
Oh wait, hold
One of
on.
those,
She's a
yep.
dragon. What's her strength? What are your stats?
It's true, your strength might be higher.
No. It's
No,
not.
it's
Sorry.
lower. No, now who's the
Okay,
strongest?
so then we have to do Sia.
That's only
Right,
a plus
Myre.
5. Is that a 5? A plus 5?
Yeah, that's all I
I
have.
believe that's the highest. I have a +4.
Then
and I
you're
think...
getting a 17.
Yeah.
17 is a fail.
Come on, that's gotta be.
The sort of rift opens up above him again, and all creatures within 120 feet are moved 20 feet closer to him and knocked prone.
No.
Not like this. Obviously, those of you that are already at his token can't be moved any closer. You're just dragged into his presence, and and then you all fall down. He
Come now, marked ones. You promised me death.
It is Sia's turn.
Well, I stand up. I guess I'll try and deliver it then. I just pull my fists up and run towards the dragon and start striking it whichever way I can. I
Okay.
bring out my staff and I strike the dragon with my quarterstaff for a 15 to hit.
Miss. Well, you hit. It just doesn't do anything. You're hitting dragon scale.
I try again. It's a 13.
Miss.
I then action search and try again.
Sorry, you do what?
I've got 2 levels in fighter,
Oh,
so
okay.
I action
Just found
search
that out.
and try again for a 21 to hit.
Not kidding when I say I don't know what you guys can do and don't care. You know? All these other DMs that are out there, like, you're not allowed to do that, the 44 rules guy, and I literally show up. You could have anything on those sheets at this point. 21 hits.
For 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. This is with the staff, right? The magical staff.
Yes. And then, let me just double check again. Yep, so when you take the attack action, you can attack again, so I attack again. 13 to hit. I will go flurry of blows though. I'll burn a key point and I'll start attacking unarmed. For a 13 to hit and a natural 20.
Natural
That
20
was
will
this
definitely hit.
earlier. Yeah. For a combined total of 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, you just start wailing on him. Your fists are striking into the, or your staff striking these scales, trying to find purchase on parts of him that are, soft. I don't know, parts of him that are vulnerable. Two of them finding purchase. He kind of reacts slightly to them, moving away from you as you do so. But you are pretty sure you've only scratched the surface of this dragon's hide. Anything else?
I will then. I stay put where I am.
Okay, roll me a d12, please.
A 5.
Psychic energy in the area spikes. Someone needs to make me a con saving throw. So does Mord. Oh, 16. Is that enough?
I have advantage on Constitution saving throws.
You do.
But let me
because you're
just
a
double check.
warcaster.
Yeah. No, okay, sorry. It's just throws that I make to maintain my concentration on a spell when I take damage.
Okay.
So,
Who's got the highest constitution bonus for saving throws? I have a 2.
I have a 2.
I have a 2.
I have. No, that's closing your sheet, Myre. I also have a 3.
Oh.
Alright. Myre, please.
But I'm also the worst roller historically.
I know, but I think your luck's turning.
20.
It is.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Everyone makes
What's
it.
happening?
No one takes any damage and is not stunned.
Excellent news.
Could have been bad. It is now Mordriel's turn. Now, a thing I keep forgetting on Mordriel's turn. Any creature that starts its turn within 20 feet must make an intelligence saving throw. Who wants to make that?
Now, that'd be me, but it's not the start of any of our turns. Is it the start of your turn that we have to do that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you are right. Let's do it.
At the top, we could do it at the top of the round, maybe. I don't know how you want to do that to make it easier.
Just do it on his turn.
Okay. All right, here we go. A 26.
26 is enough.
That's right.
You do not suffer any damage, and there is no additional effect from this. It is Mordriel's turn, however. Done any damage to him? Not really. Is he afraid of you? No. He's not aware of Thrak moving around. I think he's just going to continue to just smack each of you. Let's have a claw strike towards the dragon wormling on a 23. A claw towards Cirrus on a 27. And then a bite towards Sia on a 25. I feel like they all hit, do they?
Jesus.
Okay, Jilden.
The plus 14.
Draco Jilden, you take 12 slashing damage. Cirrus, you take 12 slashing damage. And Sia, he attempts to bite you for 27 piercing damage plus 8. This huge form now just playing with you as he just swings this claw, bats at Jilden, strikes Cirrus, and then these jaws come down,
59.
and you feel these huge jaws just bite into you, Sia. He lifts his mouth up and opens his jaws, Sia tumbling out of them, having taken all of this damage. The sensation is strange as you're all sharing the damage. The damage, this should have torn Sia in two, but his body kind of regenerates as he falls, superhero landing on the ground. As you all absorb some of the damage here, you see the parts of Sia's body knitting back together instantly. I think that's the end of his turn. It is Jilden's turn.
We are at 95 out of 205 hit points. That one hurt.
Gosh. Okay.
I feel like every time I've tried to do something that involves bringing the group together, it's always thwarted or resisted or
What did I try and
doesn't
do?
work.
What did I try and do 2 turns ago? Come on.
Yeah, but so did I. You're
Well,
making the worm.
Remember, it is the hardest type of check to make.
Yeah, you're trying to become a god. Like, we
Yeah.
all
No,
said
no, 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 no.
yes.
No, I mean
Oh,
physically
you just mean
bringing us all
generally,
together.
right?
Yeah, like trying to get us all to
Oh,
like
yeah.
occupy the same air is almost
Oh,
impossible
yeah.
at the moment. Because in my head,
Yeah.
that is what my head is screaming me to do, is like get everyone together and
Everyone stand in a nice
imbue
line
one
in front of
person.
him.
exactly, yeah, exactly, and let him have a big AOE spell and kill us all immediately. But it's so hard, man. I don't want to think individualistically, but I feel like I have to here. Anyway, that's table talk. I think
But wait,
this...
let's table talk.
You
Yeah,
can table.
we-
You can table
Let's
talk
work
a little
together.
bit. You can table talk a little bit.
Let's-
You're
let's-
sharing a resource pool. You're sharing soul bonds and mind space. So, I said it was okay last time. You can have a little bit of table talk. You know.
All right, the way I see it, we've got maybe 3 choices. One, we keep individually trying to hit this dragon that has a really high AC and very high resistances, and it's going to take a long time to chip him down, by which point, 2 turns, I think we're dead. 2, we try and come together, do some bullshit, all as one, as Cura, or 3, all give up our turn to give our energy to Thrak and help him, or one of us help one person do a bigger spell or a bigger thing.
But, so table talk, my thing is, if we spend our turns getting together, that's a turn that he's just going to kill us all in. But I mean,
Yeah.
trying
So-
to get there, you know, we would have to all move together to each other in one move somehow.
Yeah. In this next, I mean, so where are we? In this next turn, I was planning on doing Aura of Life. It's a 30-foot radius, and each non-hostile creature has resistance to necrotic. Its hit point maximum can't be reduced. Non-hostile living creature gains 1 hit point when it starts turning the aura with 0 hit points. So it would help us gain more.
Is it concentration?
It is concentration, yeah.
So,
So,
when
I
we are
mean-
all hit, then you will have to make 4 concentration checks to keep it up.
Okay.
No, because we share our checks, so it'd just be 1 check for everyone.
It would be 1
Okay.
check, right?
Yeah,
I
and she
mean-
gets advantage on Constitution. But I think that is a band-aid for a bullet wound. Yeah,
Yeah.
you eat your little snacks, you son of a...
No, look at her, literally munching.
You eat your little
Look at
snacks.
Not happy
idiot.
about this either. Okay, but
Yeah, okay. Oh,
You all
man,
did this.
You know, the principal, when he pulls you into the room, listen, I don't want to be doing this, but you are expelled, and your parents owe me $7,000.
But this obviously goes without talking about the fact that our characters would make certain decisions as well, and wouldn't necessarily all be on the same page or cooperating in the same way. So I feel like I want to talk about this now because people watching or listening would be like, why aren't they just doing this? Why? I don't understand. It's so annoying. Why won't they just do this? And I'm like, why won't we just do that? What is stopping us from doing certain things?
Tune in into the green room.
Yeah. Subscribe.
I don't mind.
Uh,
I feel like you guys, you know, there's an element of this where I can also imagine you all shouting commands to one another as you're running around dealing with it. You know, we try and put it through the D&D mechanics translator.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I suppose first I'd like to roll to see if I've noticed what Thrak is attempting to do. So, do I have to roll or can I use my passive perception?
You can use your passive perception.
It's 17.
I would be open to her as well. Like she.
Oh yeah, that's true. I might have even heard you on a little.
Yeah, I think maybe you guys are kind of aware of what each other is doing and feeling and thinking a little bit. If you want to be.
In which case, you will feel the urge and sense to leave this space immediately.
Yeah. Where are you going to go?
You
This
can't
thing.
go anywhere.
He wants to jump into the black hole machine.
I'd rather gamble the black hole machine than him.
Well, I still have a body to go back to. I'm not sure I want to go into a black hole.
Wait, you still have a body to get back to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
only
somebody else.
ours got
Just
snapped.
me.
Yeah, Thrax's still tethered. He's still got a line running out of his
Wait,
body.
bring us back with you.
Oh yeah.
Bring us back with you. You know the way.
If we all just grab onto
If
him and he
only I
goes
had
back.
the power to do that.
Don't you? You just tried
Well,
to
I mean, I can
reach
take
into
you back
time
to
and
your-
talk to
I think
future
it's-
Thrak.
Yeah, we're just gonna play a game of chess, and then dragon chess, and then I'll accept my fate.
Like, could you pull on our strings the way Seer tried to? But Seer has to do strength because
Well, I
he's a
believe
spirit form.
Thrak would believe, and maybe you could sense this, that we could possibly repair your... I could possibly repair your links to your bodies. Especially if
Yeah,
I
but it would be
gain
so-
knowledge from future Thrak.
It would be a bad idea to do it while he's still here.
Yes,
Be like,
that is true.
hi.
That is true.
In terms of what I can offer, I can do an aura of life. I can heal. I can attack with my sword. I can try to commune with Boreal and try to receive Deus Ex Machina mountain attack, but I don't really know what else to do. So I'm
Yeah.
willing to be. I'm open for suggestions.
So currently we're all prone still.
I'm
Oh, Seer's up.
The thing is it would be so good if we could kill him here. Killing him outside of here. It was like
Well,
a whole
what
other
if
thing.
we could
like, we couldn't even
also-
get close to him.
Right, but we might be able to now. Since he has no
Because
control
his
over his
spirit
body
has
in
been-
the...
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Well, maybe he just fell out of the sky. Like, we just fell over when our cords were... I mean, we don't know that.
We
So,
don't know
never
that,
mind.
but I think our characters would assume that he doesn't have control over his body right now.
I would also argue, logically speaking, the chance of us doing enough damage in the next few rounds to kill him, considering
yeah.
his stats, compared to the damage he'll do to us, is pretty low.
we're
Yeah.
level 7 and a Dracolich has a very high CR.
Oh, this is not a
Tabletop.
Dracolich from the monster manual.
Okay.
Okay, so
So then
what
there's
are
the
our
other
options for
possibility
getting out of
there
here?
are weaknesses we haven't exploited,
Yeah,
but finding them out is going to waste a lot of time. So again,
yeah.
another race against the clock. Or we try and run, but for spirit bodies, where do you even go? This is our plane at this point.
Well, if Thrak is still connected, he could bring us to where his body is. Theoretically, if he moves fast enough. And then maybe he could do a rush job to connect us, reconnect us. Like if we had a portal here and we could just walk through a portal to the place where our bodies are.
I think he's pretty fast in here. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Question to the DM. Did this portal over here, is this just a manifestation of the thing that was damaging us, or is that something we have no idea what it is?
It was an astral rift, a tear in the fabric of the astral plane that opened up.
Okay. So it's not a black hole machine, it's another part of this place.
Yeah,
I say to
it was
myself.
on the astral effect term.
Right.
So when sorry, the rules for getting up when prone is to sacrifice half your movement, right?
Yes.
It doesn't use an action, though, does it? It's just
Nope.
okay. Then I will do that, and as a wormling, I have a 60-foot fly speed, so I'm going to move 30 foot across to the other side of Mordriel. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to unwild shape because I just feel so massively outclassed here. My gambit has failed. My
Okay.
plan to attempt to match him in the field has unfortunately come apart. So I'd like to give my turn or give my action and my energy to Thrak. I think that seems to me like the best course of action to let Thrak do what Thrak does. And in Jilden's mind, this entire time, for quite a while now, it's been a very negative mindset, has been a very cyclical thought, which is allow people to be their nature. And all along, she's been trying to encourage people to go along with their nature. And for her, Thrak's nature is this being big and ambitious and needing more. So she is going to give him more. All of that to say, I sacrificed my turn for Thrak.
Okay.
And I'm no longer a wormling.
It is Thrak's turn.
Okay. So I think we should. I feel like we should. I don't think I'm right with my guess of how time works, but I think perhaps if we pool our strength here, maybe that doesn't matter.
You have my axe.
Yeah, so what do you two think about sacrificing your action this turn as well?
Yep. Yeah, for sure, I'll do it.
Sure. What?
Okay, so in total, then, this is 5 actions. Because it's my action from last turn, it's my action from this turn, it's Cirrus and Sia's future action, and Jilden's action that she just gave up.
Okay, well, Cirrus and Sia haven't had their turn yet, so that doesn't count.
Well, they said they'd give their turn up this round.
Yeah, but it hasn't
Okay.
come around to them yet, so they
Okay.
haven't. They could die at the end of your turn.
Very, very well. Then I've got 3 actions.
If
So what
it
would you
gets
like
to
me to
our
do?
turns, once it gets to our turn, could he then add on? So, like, let's say it gets to my turn, and I'm not dead yet. Then would that turn then be able to be part of what he's doing now?
Frank could use the hold action thing and wait until it
I
gets
can
to
wait
the end
until
of
Sia's turn.
Sia's turn. Yeah.
That is what I shall do.
Okay.
I'm hovering in the air still.
Lend me your energy.
Yeah. All right, Cirrus, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna give him my action,
Okay.
but that still allows me to run and make space between me and him, right? I can still move, or does it like my whole turn goes to him?
No, you use your action. You have a bonus action and movement. If you move outside of the range of Mordriel, he might be able to hit you though.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, then I'll stay, I guess. And then sorry, I'm just doing like math because I could do healing word or I could do mass healing word, which would just stack for, no, it doesn't really work like that. It would just be less for everyone. Okay. Healing word. Level. Okay. Healing word at level 3. Okay, 14. Very helpful.
14 HP back.
Yep.
All right. Leah turn. You're all just standing around. That's what he sees in this moment.
Waiting for a bus.
You're waiting for a train.
We're at the DMV.
Okay. Someone make me a wisdom saving throw then.
I can do it. I don't think I still have that up. My wisdom advantage on wisdom saving throws. I think that was too long ago and I took too much damage. Okay. Oh my god, no.
That's a fail. He sort of warps the area around him. The terrain underfoot becomes difficult terrain. All of you are restrained until the end of your next turn. None of you can move as the ground comes up, that inky blackness wrapping itself around your ankles and holding you in place.
So, is it difficult terrain or are we restrained?
60 feet around him is difficult terrain and you're restrained.
Okay.
Until the Leah turn next turn, or until the start of the next Leah turn. Sia's turn.
Okay, well, I was going to use my movement to just make this. We're surrounding him kind of in an imperfect square, more like anyway. So I guess I'll just forfeit my action to Thrak, hands akimbo, giving him my essence, essentially.
Yeah, Mordriel is like watching you all in this moment before he recognizes what's potentially going on, but it is Thrak's turn. You have 4 people's worth of power.
5, because I saved one of my own as well.
And a saved one. What are you doing?
We're all perfectly placed at different points around Mordriel.
Yeah, I'm trying to contact future me through the weave. Through the arcane weave that binds us all in all planes, through time and space.
Ow.
I can fold the weave in a way where future, if the weave is a string of power, the string of power goes through time as well. And if I fold the weave on top of itself, the time 10 years from now or 5 years from now gets folded into this time, and that way I can talk to myself and ask for aid.
Okay, roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
With 5 advantages.
Are you kidding me? Right now? A 2?
He has all of our power. He has all of our power.
Yeah, but power isn't. I mean, there's power.
I know.
And then there's his knowledge and his abilities and his skills. It's like having a really great battery. If you're not powering, it'll power something really cool. But if you don't have the thing that you're powering, you just have a battery.
Yeah.
Roll me a d20.
Hey, I can't with this. 10.
Roll me a mind check.
Just a straight mind check. 22. That's a pretty good one.
What are you hoping future Thrak does for you here?
Well,
what is the hope here?
well, I think in my heart, I'm hoping that future Thrak knows exactly how we defeat Mordriel and will just help me do that. But what I think it might be is something to do with time, perhaps putting the four of us back where we were before the fight happened and leaving Mordriel where he is, or maybe giving us all haste or something like that, giving us haste, slowing him. Or perhaps I just become future Thrak.
You just get a katana and a scar over your eye. Okay. And if you were to, right now, before I give you anything, wild guess as to what you think would be the way to defeat Mordriel here, outside of, you know, the confines of your abilities and things.
Outside of my abilities now,
Yeah.
well, future Thrak would be able to do it because future Thrak has power over time. So I could make Mordriel 10,000 years younger than he is right now.
Okay.
I could make us 20 years older than we are now. I could put us in a hyperbolic time chamber and we could train and all come out at level 20.
Okay.
Children dies on the spot of old age.
Maybe 1 year. 1 year in the hyperbolic time chamber is 1 day, right? That's how it works.
Right.
Okay. A lot of power went into this. I think Mordriel begins to shift and change form. Suddenly. There is this bizarre moment where you sort of see, you sense all of this energy coming from your comrades here, and you shift and twist and begin to fold time in such a way that it doesn't allow for you know, just a basic linear approach to what you suspect time to be, but you're turning time and space on itself. That's how it sounds when you do so. And the the sensation begins to move through you. All of these thoughts and feelings start rushing through your head. Everything you just said is just a bunch of immediate and quick thoughts that just flow through you. Mordriel, this huge form, is kind of stomping around, his tail lashing out, whipping back and forth, Cirrus and Seer avoiding it, Jildan kind of transforming back into a turtle form, looking over at you. Cirrus looks at you. Seer, through the legs of Mordriel, makes eye contact with you. And there's this moment where the four of you kind of connect and empower Thrak. Thrak, you start to see Mordriel turning to you, but for you it's slow motion. He's very slow compared to everything that you understand to be time. And you see him shifting and changing. You see scales and things begin to reattach themselves to Mordriel, almost as if it was healing him and regenerating him. The draconic form becoming more prominent, his skin and flesh beginning to puff out and reform, the sort of sense of taut skin and scales over a skeletal frame shifting as muscle and sinew return and flesh and fat. This form getting larger and more muscular for a moment, then begins to shift and change in color. The blackness and greenness that was over Mordriel shifting and flashing away. The green of the flames begins to die down. The blackness to his scales shifts to a more green color. The red of his eyes slowly shifting to kind of a deep green as well. Mordriel like turns to you as you do this, and he becomes more of a an actual dragon. Then, and it is a bizarre sense, the dragon form of Mordriel pops out of existence. There is simply no dragon there anymore. I'm going to make one check for Mordriel. He has to beat a 22. Guess charisma. A 16. He fails. There is a sense of a clawed hand reaching for you, Thrak, in this moment. The hand swipes at you, and you deftly move out of the way of this sensation. Then there is just light, just a form of a ball, like the sun, in a condensed form in front of where the huge form of Mordriel was. There is now just a small ball of incredibly intense light that sits for a fraction of a moment for you, Thrak. For everyone else, this happens very quickly, but for Thrak, this is slow-mo. This light grows and grows and grows and becomes a sort of blinding sense to you. The form that sort of re-emerges from this light is a bizarre one. There are wings that are feathered, 6 sets of wings that run in this along this long body. 2 sets of sort of humanoid-looking arms with these sort of black robes flowing off of them. These legs that are twisted and gnarled in a way. They don't seem to be like legs that would be able to support someone's body and weight. This robed individual kind of presents itself for a moment as this ball of light moves upwards and upwards. The 4 of you need to make me, well, I guess someone needs to make me a con save as this ball of light moves up this kind of bizarre form. The twisted skin on this thing is grey. The hands and fingers are too long, stretched. You get the sense of hair kind of flowing down from this thing, grey, weaved, and plaited hair from this thing as the light moves up and grows brighter and brighter. A 9 on that con save as all 4 of you lose your vision immediately. The 4 of you are blind as this light stretches over this being. I think this would be very confusing for Mordriel. A voice speaks and says, "What have you done?"
I've granted your wish. You are mortal again. You are what you were. It's your choice what you do with it, Mordriel.
How did you do this?
Some things will remain in mystery even to an angel.
Make an Arcana check for Mordriel. A 22. Yes. I see now. Deception. Very good. You are powerful. Each of you in your own way. It has been so long since I have seen my hands. This wretched form. Another gift. He says, "Tell me, wizard, what do you see before you?"
I see potential.
Like the lizards, you do not harness the strength required to wield the magic you wish for.
If that is true, then why can you see your hands?
You have merely harnessed the power of this Astral Sea.
Lightning is beginning to crackle around Jordan's staff.
It is true. You could have been capable of so much more if you had merely joined me. However, your time has passed. I grow tired of this game. This is the end.
For each of you.
Your vision returns. The form before you, once again, is a huge dragon. He says,
A de-aging spell. Inventive. Not enough.
"You failed. You did not contact Thrak of the Future. You basically just tried to do another one of these mind checks with a lot of power behind it. Successful to a degree, but this was a fail."
Right.
He says,
You are above your station, wizard. Mortal. Do you wish to return to your body? To live out your days?
the enormous form turns to you, Thrak. The red eyes looking at you once again.
I would look to my companions, each in turn.
I am nodding at you. Do it.
I just look at you with a resigned, passive,
And what?
impassive face.
And what about Sirius?
I think at first there's a moment where I look at you like, why are you looking at me? You know? And then my face shifts as it occurs to me that you're looking for my permission. And my eyes slowly gaze into the distance and glaze over.
Okay.
What's stopping you from coming back? If you do leave, you got here on your own. You can come back if you need to. Surely this is better than staying here. Purgatory.
Better alive than dead.
There's knowledge to be gained out there. I'm certain of it.
I think Thrak hangs his head slightly and nods.
As I suspected, your will is not enough. You have no conviction.
The dragon starts turning from Thrak, glancing over at Jildan, back to Sirius, a glance back towards Sia.
Is everything you are attempting, I have tried over and over again. My will counter yours at each and every turn. My power is endless. You will fail. You have already failed. Why do you persist? You see before you a being of will.
I look up. Sorry.
Yeah. The form pulls his wings in. He stands to his full height and looks between you. What do you do?
I look at him and I say, it is greater will for him to leave his friends. It is greater conviction to believe that he can find a solution and come back. We persist, as it is our will. You seek death. You've given up.
Death is inevitable.
Yes, and that is what makes... That is what makes life life. That you do it in spite of the inevitability of death. That you do it in spite of your will being drained every day. The things it puts you through, the things you have to fight for, you do it in spite of it. That is will. We persist.
Then live. Why
No.
It is your will
No.
that commands us to do that, not ours.
You have tried. And you have failed. All that is left is fatality. I will never yield. Your mind, your souls, your bodies will yield. It is done. Accept me.
I look to the other three. And I reach down. And it is a paltry thing to wrap my small hand around my sword and draw it. It is not a magical sword. It carries no power other than the strength that I use to wield it. But I draw it nonetheless. We will not yield.
You will. Soon enough.
It is the Astral Effect's turn now. It is Jilden's turn to roll.
So 1d12.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Fuck. The astral storm. A raw storm of psychic energy raging across the battlefield. I need a dexterity saving throw by someone. Mord also has to do
Not me.
that. 22 from Mordriel.
25 for the group.
25.
Yeah.
There, as you're conversing with Mordriel, suddenly this psychic energy in a raw form just starts striking the area, breaking this moment of tension. These bolts hitting the ground and running across it, this electricity running across the ground as you have to move slightly, avoid some of these strikes. You see sort of Mordriel bring one of his wings up as it strikes his back, seeming to completely, seemingly unaffected by it, but still having sort of reacting from it and snapping back into this moment. Mordriel opens his mouth, turning to Thrak, I guess, and he will unleash this wave of this cone of psychic flame towards you. You need to make me any save you'd like. And a 17 on your intelligence save is a fail. You will take 14d6 psychic damage, which is 45. This mouth on this dragon opens. This huge torrent of flame, this green sort of flame which wisps and shifts. Parts of it break off and fly into the surrounding area, joining that inky blackness, and this huge gout of flame rushes over Thrak. No doubt on any normal day would have been absolutely devastating, but again, like with Sia, you see Thrak's skin burn and then begin to knit together as the energy and the life force between you is being shared. Mordriel says,
Enough, then. I have work to do. No more games.
it is Jilden's turn.
got no crate advantage left. My staff has been crackling with lightning all this time, and I cast Cool Lightning. And since there is a storm overhead, I can actually harness the storm's conditions and get an additional 1d10. So this
Okay.
will be a dex save.
All right. 19.
That was, I think, half damage. Yeah. Just 4d10. 25. 12. Lightning damage.
Yeah, the storm, as he sort of lends this, or sort of launches this gout of flame over Thrak, the storm comes together and starts striking Mordriel. He reacts to it, but, you know, he's sort of, you get the sense that it's not doing a huge amount of damage to him. His skin is so bizarre and thick in places, the dragon scale plates in other areas. He's just so enormous as well. There's so much of him to have to deal damage to, but you do so. Anything else on your turn?
It is clear that the point of this wasn't even necessarily to hurt him, it's just to continue to oppose his will very forcefully.
Okay. Top of the round, Thrak.
Oh, I will also move closer to Thrak, sorry.
Yeah, I will spend my turn looking at, I'm gonna look at Cirrus and just, there's a storm going on, the psychic energy blasts me, and you maybe see me like sort of shift and fade out of my body before it snaps back together, and all of us feel that pain as we're connected. And through it all, Thrak calmly puts out a hand to Cirrus and says, "Stand with me." And I'm going to save my action.
Okay. At the end of your turn, I need an intelligence saving throw from someone for everyone.
Yeah. 16.
16 is not enough. Another pulse of energy from him as he lets off another just burst of psychic damage to the tune of 66. 27 damage each.
27 damage each. We're at 1 hit point because I use my relentless endurance.
This wave of energy pushes across each of you. The sensation is that of being sort of knocked out and then just coming immediately back to consciousness. There is a tearing sensation that is at the being of not your physical sense, but that tentative connection you have between you as you stand on the precipice of death.
This
You're
is
rolling
a wave,
con
like
save.
an AoE.
It is.
Con save
So I would
for,
take half.
You take half.
I would take half as a monk, wouldn't I?
Okay.
It's a wave.
So one of those was not 27. It was.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We only had
Con
like.
save for my Cool Lightning to see if I still have it up. But I do not.
Okay. Yeah.
We only had
does anyone have
64
another-
hit points.
Sirius, do you have a concentration spell up?
I don't think so, actually. I do not.
He says,
You are on the edge. The precipice of death.
is Sirius's turn.
I'm just, I think that this is, despite what Jilden was saying earlier, I think this was kind of the most that we've been working together. And I think also with the Thrak moment just now, there was a lot of sacrifice, I think, that each of us were ready to do in that moment, for each other, in a way. I would like to once again connect to this Gaia, the angels of this Gaia, this place that is our home that we're trying to save. Looking at Thrak's outstretched hand, and I would like to try to heal us as much as I can, while giving my main. Yeah, I would like to heal us as much as I can.
Okay, give me a mind check.
Did you want to walk over to me first and hold my hand? So I can give you my action.
Are you giving me your action?
Yeah. I held my action.
Oh, for me? Okay.
Yeah, I said,
I would like to...
looked over at you and said, come to me.
Okay. Okay.
I
I would like to... Yeah, go ahead.
I take your hand, and if, Brad, if you'll allow me, could I'd like to use my action to give us a minute of time to speak, and hopefully I can use that time to help her find a little bit of peace so that her prayer or spell becomes more powerful. A little bit of calm.
Okay, roll me a mind check.
Okay, yeah. It's gonna be fine, everyone. A 12. Good deal. Good deal. You know, why would I ever roll well when it matters? I just keep coming up with ideas and then I shoot myself in the foot every time, so... Never mind. Sorry, Miranda. Sorry, Jilden. Sorry, Sia. Sorry, Cirrus. We're all dead. And I fade into oblivion. End of story. On a 12.
So you're just using your action to try and buy a minute. Do you have any time things left?
No. I use those immediately at the start of this encounter.
Oh, but
just like me and all my snacks in the house.
After the reset, we had the reset too, right?
I didn't have any time BS when we came in here because we hadn't rested for 17 sessions, so the reset gave me 2 and I used those immediately.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cirrus, give me a wisdom check.
Yeah. Hopefully. A 13. So, just.
Someone give me a strength check.
Me again. A 14.
Just so everyone's aware, we're on 1 hit point, all of us together.
No, look, we rolled 12, 13, 14. That has to mean something. We're connected. we're building. Something's happening.
Okay. It's the lair
We're
turn.
escalating.
Unless you were doing something.
Wait,
Do you have
wait,
another
wait, but
thing?
I
Do
didn't
you have a bonus action?
I didn't get to heal us.
Yeah,
I was
'cause
gonna
you
heal
failed.
us. Remember?
Yeah, you failed. That's what
Oh,
that wisdom
that
check
was
You
my
rolled a
that was my.
13.
Oh, okay, got it. I thought that was cool. Okay. Well,
So you didn't get to use your actual
Okay.
action, or
She used her
you-
action. You have a bonus action.
oh well. In that case, I would like to heal us with
Mhm.
my bonus action of healing word.
Yeah.
And I definitely can't access the power of Gaia and the world and everything when I do that.
You and Thrak are completely cut off from whatever it is you're trying to access right now.
Okay. Okay.
On a 12 and a 13, that is a fail from both of you. Thrak trying to buy a minute. Cirrus trying to... You just touch the ground,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Okay.
It feels
Well,
a
we
little
got
damp.
14 guys.
14 HP.
No, 16. 16 HP.
16 HP. Then you all fail this strength save, and you are knocked prone. The sort of astral effect, well, no, not the astral effect, the gravitational effect of Mordriel as he lifts himself up to his full height. You see that energy around him again appear, and each of you is pulled prone. He says,
On your knees. Pray. But pray. To me.
Seer, it's your turn.
I use half my movement to stand up. I then go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I then use Step of the Wind to go 15 more feet to make my way to the rest of my compatriots. I'm now going to flip a coin.
Okay.
Okay. This entire time, we've been told that we are Quura. We are whole souls. We have experienced lifetimes we do not know about. We have fought together as people we do not know. We are the result of several lifetimes of experience, of power, of trials and tribulations, success and defeat. And I want to draw from our souls. I want to reach into the me that I am not. And as we are linked, and so all our souls are in tune, attached and bound in more ways than one, in more literal ways than have ever been before, I would like for all of us to reach out to our past selves and implore them to help us right now in this moment. For if they were Quura, and if they did have a cause, and if they have died and they didn't do what they needed to do, this surely has to be what they were supposed to do. This surely has to be... There has to be purpose in this, otherwise we wouldn't be here in the first place.
Okay. Make me a mind check.
Mind making a mind check for me, someone? A 10.
Oh, that no.
Hmm?
That's a save.
Okay.
Oh my god.
A
Oh,
natural 1.
Natural
I see how it
one.
is.
you know what? We tried.
I just
We-
want to let you
we
guys know
really
how many
tried.
times you failed to save
It's-
yourselves tonight on rolls. It's just
Yeah.
so
It's been insane.
horrible to witness. Why,
That was a 2 and then a 1. I've
why does
rolled
this
so
fail,
often.
Sia?
Why does this fail?
so badly, so epically.
Even though we are connected. In this journey, I don't believe we took time to actually connect. To bond, to speak, to understand. There was never a time when Seer was asked about Seer's past. That Seer remembers. That Seer could work off of. There was never a time when Thrak or Cirrus or Gildan ever truly connected. And so, because of this, it was folly. For even though they are Quura, it is but a title bestowed upon people who do not deserve it. If ever they deserved it, it is not now, as evidenced by the natural one.
Frank, roll me a d12. An 8.
8.
A sort of wave of bizarre energy pushes through the area. A nauseating sensation for some of you. Someone roll me a wisdom saving throw. I'll roll one for Mordriel as well.
I can do it.
26 for Mordriel.
20.
20. You will succeed on this, which would have made you feel unwell. I'm going to roll a d6 to see if he gets his flame, his breath attack back. That's a 6.
There is something to be said for fate in this campaign, and I truly 1000% believe in it.
Yeah. He opens his mouth and he says,
It was always going to end this way.
who wants to make me a save of any kind?
Who has the highest save bonus? I have 8 in wisdom.
I've got an 8 as well. What do we feel like, everyone? This was the last roll of the campaign. I think Myre should do it.
Both roll and take an average.
You think Myre should
I think
do it?
Myre should do it.
I
I don't
should do
think
it.
he has the best save,
No.
unless it's Dex, but I think Myre should do it. He's had the worst
agree.
luck in this campaign, but he also just killed it with exactly why we all deserve to die. So,
Yeah.
And now I shall kill us further with this roll. 12.
a 12.
Above average 12. You take 53 psychic damage as a group. The mouth on Mordriel opens. The flame pushes out. That minute that you wanted, you get. The four of you find yourselves in a forest at night. The sounds of cicadas, a campfire burning between you. As you look up through the canopy of thick trees, you can see twinkling stars. There's the smell of fresh soil and earth, little creatures skittering around in the foliage.
Are we on our feet or on our backs?
They're all sitting around
What
a
do-
comfortable looking campfire. There's food and drink. your packs, your weapons.
No damage at all from the fight.
You feel fine. You feel good.
See, I don't know where I got this one from. See that one right there? I'm showing off a scar on my forearm. Can't remember. But I like it.
Memory's tricky. Time plays fools on us all. Children,
I mean, only if you let it.
children,
Yes, Thrak.
I'm not angry, but I want to know if you stole my nuts.
Yeah, Thrak, I've been trying to steal your nuts since the day I met you.
But they're
What?
missing now. You know
I reach
what?
into my pocket, pull out a fistful of large nuts. I motion to eat them all in one go.
I
And then I
always
throw
wanted
you-
you to have them.
A few. I don't know.
Looks like there's more room for... How many can you cram in there anyway?
Oh, that's a
I-
story for another time. Let me tell you,
Sure.
I won a lot of money back in my youth. I mean, that's never mind. Maybe we shouldn't go there.
Perhaps they're
It
better
would be
roads.
nice to know you in your youth.
I don't think you would have liked me in my youth. You think I'm bad now? Yes.
I don't think you're bad.
I pass a nut to both Sia and Cirrus.
I gingerly take the offering with 2 fingers, twiddling them between them. Where'd you get these from anyway? What are they? Before just popping it in my mouth and eating it.
A wizard has his secrets, Sia, but they are delicious.
And I feel all the better for eating them now. Thanks for the mystery nut.
Do not despair. For even when eating something you don't know what it is, there is always hope, just like in any situation. And I pop the nut into my mouth.
You're sounding like a
Nice.
poisoner.
Would you like some more tea,
Some.
Cirrus?
Yes, please. Be lovely. You always have the best tea. You make it the best.
I see the trick is the ingredients change every day. I never know what's in it. I'm surprised you haven't all killed over dead yet.
Have you been
Okay.
trying?
Well, you know, despite our differences, I do rather like having you all around. So only a little bit.
Well, on a night like tonight, I suppose I can say I, for one, have grown accustomed to your companionship. At least for a time.
Yeah, I can't imagine it any other way.
Where do you think we might go after this?
A crack of a twig behind you. Somebody moving towards your camp. A figure kind of pulling themselves along awkwardly. Their strange loping gait moves through the underbrush towards you. Sort of draped in tattered, shadowy robes. You see first these bony legs that are sort of twisted. They seem incapable of supporting his weight. Gives him a sort of haunting, unnatural posture. His hands are grey, leathery skin pulled tight over a skeletal set of fingers, clutching at an ancient spear with a sort of an ominous dark aura to it. His face is mostly obscured beneath a hood, but you can see cold grey lips visible beneath, a hint at a sort of lifeless, eerie presence. Struggling almost to walk towards you. Not a word said as he sits between you all, the spear supporting most of his weight. He says, "I ask you again. Will you join me? There is a task, a difficult one.
I look to the other three, reading their faces.
I look as though I've just been dunked in cold water. Shock. As if I've just been brought back to reality.
I look back to this creature and I say, I think I'm quite content here actually, but feel free to sit down if you would like.
Yes, would you like some tea? It's quite warm by the fire.
I feel no warmth.
Well,
It's more aesthetic, you know.
we have
Perhaps warmth would have found you, Mordriel, if you had let us, or any that came before us, help you. But what use to you are we now? You are speaking to the dead. And the dead, we have no worries.
You were dead from the very beginning. There was no other way than this. What felt like choices, growth, and willpower were nothing. Fleeting. The real fight is to come. I do not know if I need you. I simply offer you a choice. As I offer all who pass. I come to you not as your enemy. I have never been. I am merely the inevitability of the end of your journey.
I believe that my companions would know my will. They would know that I would follow any of them wherever they wish to go. And I look at Gildan.
All this time, I've felt the presence of Anawari in my mind, this demon patron. Do I feel that presence right now?
Absolutely not.
I feel peace. I spent my life unknowingly following the will of another. Now I have a choice. Shake my head.
I look to Cirrus.
Do I feel Voriel?
I think you do, yeah.
I look at the other three. In this we agree. Namaste.
I glance to Seer as his sweet words changed your mind, Seer.
I hate to say it, but he has been an awful, poor salesman. And alas, it does appear that we do seem to be some sort of package deal.
See, that makes sense, but I believe our actions have shown our individualism. There would be no hard feelings from me should you choose another path.
Well, part of me isn't quite ready for death or finality. To put an end to whatever story this long life of mine has been. However, I sadly don't believe that I could take upon such an offer from the person who put me in this position in the first place. I don't like being strong-armed. What is death but yet another adventure anyway, hey? I'll take my chances. At least we have this fire, right?
And who else
just lean
would
back.
make tea so good?
Figure stands using the spear to drag himself upwards. Turning away from the fire, he says, "In death, there is a silence that speaks of peace, where the struggles of your life fade into the calm of eternity. He turns, begins to fade, walking away from you.
Oh,
Yeah?
hold a moment. Mordriel. Does he stop?
Stops.
Can I walk up to him?
Yeah?
He's a hooded figure, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to touch his face and say, fear not, Mordriel. Our time ends, and it ends for each and every one of us. Perhaps Quura will not be the one that brings your end. But someone will. And I will pat him on the shoulder. The spear. Is it the spear?
I don't think you know.
Okay.
It's a spear.
I pat him on the shoulder. I look at the spear for a moment.
It looks ornamental more than anything.
Yeah.
Mordriel is a small and thin figure. The
Yeah.
spear is taller than he is. He turns to you. You see those grey lips under the hood, nothing more. A slight curl of a smile at the edge of it. Begins to shuffle away from you again.
I would like to sense my companion's feelings here.
Okay.
And I'm asking them the question. Do I feel anything?
Companions.
Yeah.
The question.
Yes. The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
I think the question is, should I? Should I try?
Yeah.
Do I dare try
Yes.
one last time?
Yes. Why
No.
not?
No,
We're already dead.
Gildan would think.
Oh,
We have just spoken about the fact that we are willing to have our peace here. And to do this would defy our words, to defy everything we said, defy what do we believe in if we cannot agree on something. Perhaps it's best just to let it be. It's not our
we
job
could agree on
anymore.
this. We could
And
agree
go
on
against
this.
what we already said, what we already decided our
Together.
wills were.
But if we decide together and change our wills together, we are still.
You get a feeling like, who am I to stop you?
So, I just would like to, for the record, say, Brack was willing to follow you all and your decisions. And we had this incredible moment, our first in the year and maybe 2 years that we've known each other, where we bonded together and we decided on the same thing. And then immediately after that, another question is placed, and we have one yes, one no, one I'll do whatever you want, and one I don't care. 4 different answers.
Now, I never said I didn't care. I simply said, who am I to stop you? It's never been my will to go against yours. If you feel as if you need to do something, if you feel like you need to do something, then do it.
I'll grasp the spear. If he lets me.
Absolutely. You grab the spear. It is boiling to the touch. It's like gripping flame. If you instinctively try to let go, you cannot. Your hands are locked to this thing. The form of Mordriel turns to you and says, "So, there is some fight left in you, after all." Make me a death saving throw.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
A 12 is a success.
Cirrus, make me a death saving throw.
Suddenly.
17.
Sia, make me a death saving throw.
I'm good at rolls. I'll demonstrate. Once I remember where death saves are on this sheet.
Dead
And
saving.
health.
HP. Right in the middle, the first sheet.
30.
Jilden, death saving throw, please. Drac, you wake up, your body slumping forward as you heave in a deep breath on your hands and knees. The red grass underneath you waving, that kind of orange grass of Hillsfar, as you take in this lungful of sort of cold, chilling breath of air, and you feel absolutely awful all of a sudden. All of those aches and pains. There's a sort of sense of scalding to your skin, as if you'd been steam scalded. There is the exhaustion from previously that rushes through you. There are these cuts and bruises. Your feet hurt from all of the travel. As you take in this deep lungful of breath, the creature, Wriggle, rushes across to you. You feel a sense of cold as soon as he gets nearby, and he says, "It's alive!"
Wriggle.
It's lucky. I was about to eat its eyes.
I look to my friends. Are they moving?
The three of you are awkwardly floating above your own bodies in an astral form. Wriggle says,
This is dead. Limbs is gone. Rigor thought you was gone.
you look over and you see the three of their bodies laying there. Chests not moving. Eyes open. They look like three corpses. The three of you, however, are quite literally spectral ghosts standing above your own corpses, looking down at them. You feel the way you felt in the Astral Sea, looking down at these bodies. Thrak, you cannot see them. You three can see each other. You can see Wriggle running and rushing over to Thrak and kind of circling him awkwardly.
I think astrally I turned to Jilden, shrug, and then free fall into my body.
Okay. You are just laying in your body, nothing happens.
Can I attempt to impact the world around me in any way, shape, or form?
Okay, by
Can
doing
I
what?
push dirt? Can I rush my body through Thrak's body?
Yeah. Thrak, you get a sense of cold, but Wriggle is also running around you. Nothing seems to happen, Cirrus. You can't move the earth, you rush through Thrak, you seem kind of shiver, but...
If I see him shiver, I start just like, I'm putting my hand through his head. I'm like, come on, man.
I get brain freeze. Oh. Is the tower back?
The tower's still
Right,
behind you. You can see that the little symbols signify that the tower is here, present.
Ah, okay. I don't know if I can move them. I would check I would do like a medicine check and see if they're alive. Or their bodies living.
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
A 12.
3 corpses.
They're dead.
They're dead.
Why did I? Why am I there? The strings were cut. Their lines were severed. Thrak falls to his knees. Hangs his head. I should have just died with you. One Quura cannot do this alone.
I sit up from my awkward position on me and return to Jilden and Cirrus.
Can I do the same thing that I just did with Wriggle? Can I try to pick Wriggle up? Just run my hands through Wriggle.
Yeah, you try to pick him up. Your hands go through him. Wriggle, from your perspective, Thrak, suddenly just starts hissing.
Oh, I do it again.
Nice.
I do it again.
What?
Nice.
I'm poking at him now.
Starts running away from you. Just runs away like a
chasing
cat.
Nice.
Oh, I'm gonna try and herd him onto one of our bodies.
Okay. Yeah, there's you see Wriggle just start doing these weird twists and turns. Suddenly he starts curling around and he rushes over towards where the bodies are. And then you stop messing with him. Once he gets to one of them, he gets to Jilden's body, the large form of the tall, clambering up on top of her shell.
Yeah.
Cold. Wriggle feels cold.
Wriggle, can you hear me?
Wriggle does not respond to you, Jilden.
I want to punch Thrak.
You go to punch him, your hand goes straight through him. Thrak, you get another chilly sensation rush through your body.
I try again with a key point to try and punch him. I can punch ghosts with my physical body.
I don't think it's going to matter. Your hand's just still. It's the same thing.
Okay.
In these
Sorry to ask
rushes
again.
of cold. Yeah.
Can I feel Anawari now?
That's a good question. I think probably not. No, I would say that you can't.
I look at Wriggle and I say,
He's like doing the thing that
too.
cats do where they like see something. You know when they see a ghost in the corner of the room and it's just the most freaky thing when you're home alone? He's like doing that. He's like staring at something, but it's where Seer is standing, but he doesn't even know if he's looking at anything.
is my hand burned from the spear?
No, when you look at your hand, it looks to be the same state it was when you first astral projected away from your body.
So am I exhausted then?
No,
That's 3
I
levels
don't
of
think so.
exhaustion.
I
Okay.
think you were given a miracle cure, but you're just, the physical sensations of returning to your body returned, but you're, stats wise, you're fucked up, but you're not exhausted.
Right. Yes, Wriggle. You're always cold.
Oh, Wriggle is never cold.
Now that Wriggle is far away from Thrak, I'm gonna go back up to Thrak and put my hand through his face
Yeah,
again.
you just keep getting, every now and then, Thrak, you just get this like freezing sensation. Your spine tingles.
Can you cast a spell on him? Anything?
Can I cast spells?
You can try. What are you trying to cast?
I would like to cast Healing Word on him.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
I try and touch
Dang it.
Seer.
You can touch Seer. You sort of physically
off me.
interact with Seer, and he responds in the way that you might expect. You can grab his clothing or push him a little.
This is not the undeath I wished for. Don't touch me. What are you doing?
First, you're doing me potion. I wanted peace.
You may float up to wherever it is you want to go at any time you wish.
He's not listening. Thought he was smarter than this. And I'm still just, I'm like looking around trying to find ways to interact with him. I'm thinking of like, if I can't make any like leaves blow, I can't make the wind blow or anything. Can I knock on the door? I know that ghosts can knock on stuff. Can I knock on anything and make noise?
Oh, I tried throwing a can.
No, your hands go
No.
through the door. You can't pick up a can.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Not that there are cans on the ground, but you can't pick anything
Is there a
up.
fire still going?
Nope.
No, there wasn't a fire. Never mind. We were all... Okay.
It's 3 corpses. One with a little elemental imp on it, and Thrak. Then there's the tower. Bunch of orange grass and dead trees and fog.
What's my movement like? Can I fly around freely? Fast?
You are moving in the same way that you kind of normally move. If you try and levitate, you can. It's slow though.
Do we still have those? So we don't have our tethers to ourselves, but what about the ones to each other?
Well, you don't see anything like that anymore. So you don't see like a silver strand or anything coming out of your bodies or anything like that. So it would be up to you to discover whether you're still connected in some way like that.
I checked the scar, the tattoo. The Quura symbol that was tattooed on all of us. I checked.
It remains not only on your corpse, but on your spirit form as well.
There was a tether that was connecting me to Thrak. Is that still there?
Well, you're not having that weird sense of shared experience, and you don't see anything like that connecting you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Mordriel's still coming this way, isn't he? Or has he decided to do something else?
Do
I
you
guess
say
we
that
don't
to
know.
them, or are you saying that to me?
I'm saying it
Are
to
you?
them.
Well, we split him from his form as well, right?
So I guess he's going through this awkward thing as well, right, isn't he? I've tried to go inside. I did a little dive and everything. I did a flip. Nothing seemed to work. I go back to my body and try and fish around for, like, I don't know, like a bit of random ectoplasmic cable that needs to be connected to me somehow or something. I don't know. Just anything.
You do that, you're not finding anything. The experience is different to how you felt on the Astral Sea. You feel a lot like yourself, but you're just unable to interact with everything around you. With a little will, you can kind of levitate. Mechanically, you would have 10 feet of levitation speed. But you, for the most part, seem to be kind of moving and talking and, you know, weighted and at the mercy of gravity and stuff in the way that you would be, for the most part, as if you were in your wall form.
Returning to the astral plane. Is this feasible?
What's the approach?
I suppose I don't want to. I want to know if I can. So how do I approach that?
Roll me. You can roll me either an Arcana or an Insight check. I think I would allow.
Okay. That's 12.
No. It's not easily feasible. It is definitely a thing that is possible, but you pretty much have to recast the spell. You sort of have to have Thrak figure out the weave approach. He has to siphon the abilities, the sort of native abilities that Wriggle has, and figure out how to planar shift. Right now you appear to simply be in the material plane. For all intents and purposes, you're essentially a ghost.
I'm just going to go inside Thrak's silhouette. As in, however he's standing, I'm just going to stand there. The exact same pose.
Yeah,
If he
Thrak,
moves,
you are,
I'm matching him.
You just get so cold all of a sudden.
I clutch at my chest. Perhaps my wish will be granted. And, I think he starts to shiver. He's leaning on his staff for support, and then... No. There's got to be something I can do. And I'm going to push myself up, and I'd like to try and study the weave around my dead friends and see if they are... I mean, I know they're dead, but if I can in some way interpret the weave to tell me if they are... if there's a way that I could reconnect them. To explain my thought process, I know that the only reason I survived, I think, is because my connection to my body was never severed. And together as Quura, we defied death. And that's why I came back. So I think that they are still on the astral plane with Mordriel right now. Or, you know, that's come to me. So I want to try and reconnect them to their souls and see if that will bring them back. Is there a way that I can check and see if I can do that?
Give me an Arcana check.
Natural 1. Natural 12.
You begin sort of trying to figure out stuff here. One thing that you are sure of is that you cannot reconnect them.
Yeah.
Their souls were severed from their bodies. At the very edge of your vision, as you're sort of looking over this and you're trying to determine what's going on, your Wriggles starts kind of moving awkwardly again, shuffling and moving around you. There is a rattling of the door to the tower. You can hear the door from the inside being rattled and moved. You can hear the muffled voices of two Goliaths speaking from inside. And in the distance, on the horizon, you see black wings. And that is where we end today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I guess we'll see you next week. Hey. Crack, guess what?
Yeah.
You leveled up.